Okay, this is going to be a quick video on use of the engineering notebook, just to remind students of proper use. So on all pages, as you can see here in a previous student's notebook, we have our heading at the top, and then the student has organized their information. At the top, they have an image, they have some more information. They have a blank here, which is more than 3 lines, is 3 lines and more than a third of the page wide, and so they have filled that with an X, indicating that they're not using that space, and then they have initialed that space as well. And then if we zoom out, we can see the entire page as we go down. The student, as we go down to the bottom here, has a single diagonal line drawn at the bottom of the page, has NA for not continued, and has the full date as well. Looking at other pages, this would also be a good example. So at the top here we have the heading. We have a brief description of what the student did today, a drawing with annotations that helps identify that information. And this page is continued on page 61, so it says here, continued on 61. Dates and signatures, dates and signatures. Over here we have page 61, and page 61 says continued from page 60 because the work on page 61 is continued from the same day, December 11th. So if it's on the same day, then it must be continued to and continued from. And then the student has a little bit more information, draws a diagonal line at the end of the day, initials it, signatures, dates, signatures, dates. The only other thing that I would also say is that anytime you're using the engineering notebook, when doing identification of various information, you may need to indicate that you've done things with a group member, for example. So this is an example of another student's notebook, and you can see here that they have, up here at the top, they have a heading. But then they also say here in the first paragraph, they say my groups contacts 1 to 3, objective for today, and that person has then basically said, okay, so in the back of my book, when I say my group, I'm referring to contacts 1, 2, and 3. Also down here, you will see that the person has done some research, and they say, first I conducted research on ways of making multiple water balloons easier, U.S. patent number, and then in parentheses have written reference 1. So in the back of this person's engineering notebook, I would be able to go find reference 1, and reference 1 would be the website in APA format to that device. Okay. You can also see similar things over here where the student has done some sketching of an idea and has said here, I also researched martial arts boards holders and found out that a large number of solutions already exist. The martial arts breaking board holder under patent 5415371, parentheses, reference 2, even mounts onto the wall. Okay, so they're indicating where the reference is. Here's reference 4, reference 3 for information that they're finding. So overall, that's basically what we're looking for when we're using our engineering notebook. Again, you can see here it says, while researching for Jeff's, parentheses, contact 1, end parentheses, so that would be his group member. Problem statement, here he says, we, contacts 1 through 3. So you only have to identify that who is considered we once on that day. So any other place on this page that he might say we, if he still means contacts 1 to 2 and 3, then he doesn't need to rewrite it. If, however, he changes his mind and he only now means contacts 1 and 2, then he needs to identify that later on. Same thing here. At the first time he mentions Jeff, it's contact 1. Any other time on this page for this day that he refers to Jeff, he does not need to tell me that it's contact 1 because he's already said it. But if on the next day he indicates Jeff, then yes, he would need to identify contact 1 again. Okay, I hope this helped. Thank you very much for watching.